Hello everyone, this is Josue from evyCoding Python course, Unlock Your Programming Potential. So in this particular video or course, we will discuss some capabilities built into Python language that will be used during this course. So while add-on libraries like pandas or NumPy or NumPy that advanced computational functionality for larger database. They are designed to be used together with Python built-in data manipulation tools. So we will start with Python's workhorse data structures like tuples, lists, disks, and sets. So then we will discuss creating our own reusable Python functions. Finally, we will look at the mechanics of Python file objects and interacting with your local hard drive. So basically, I'm going to work on PSharm. This is an ID. This is an IDE, just to work on Python. So I would have liked to work with another ID, but but this is a suitable way to program in Python. So I find it really straightforward. So I'm going to start with tuples, with lists, and during the course we are going to work on some libraries like Panta and NumPy. Okay, because we would like to create a course regarding data analysis and machine learning course as well. So let's get started with that. Okay. So basically, in this particular chapter, in this particular video, we are going to start with tuples. Okay. So what is a tuple? A tuple is a fixed length, immutable sequence of Python objects. The easiest ways to create one is with a comma separated sequence of values. So we are going to start with a tuple. Okay. So just going to write something. So let's let's get let's get started with tuple and lists. Okay, so just give me one moment. Okay, perfect. So um, let's call this particular variable top. Okay, tup. So we are going to code 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so basically this is a tuple. And for example, if we want to print this tuple, we are going to click on run class first. This is my file name. Okay, so we wait for a couple of seconds until we can see the tuple. So basically in this you will see the tuple, the result of this program, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so when you are defining tuples in more complicated expressions, it's often necessary to enclose the values in parentheses, as in this example of creating a tuple of tuples. So let's do this. Okay, just give me one moment. Well, let's call this tuple 1. So right. Okay, so 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then we are going to put two numbers between parentheses, 7 and 8. So right. Okay, so we are going to print both of them. So just tap and then tap 1, and then we are going to see what this program gives us. Okay, so print this. Okay, and take a look at it. We'll see three tuples. Okay, for example, tap and tap 1. So 4, 5, 6, and then 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 7, 8. Okay, so perfect. So for example, if you want, oh, you can convert any sequence of iterator to a tuple by invoking the tuple. I mean, for example, if you want to convert a list into a tuple, you can do that. Okay, we are going to call tup2. We are going to use this built-in function. Okay, this is tuple. Okay, and then for example we have a list inside this particular tuple. For example, 4, 0, and 2. Okay, perfect. So we're going to print this tuple 2. Okay, and then if you can see inside this particular function, you will see that this is a tuple, but inside there's one list. So if you want to work with a list, but if you want to convert this list into a tuple, you can use this particular structure, and then you will be able to print your result, and then you will get a tuple, with non necessity to print only the list. Okay, so please give me one moment to print. Okay, so yeah, this is 402. So we have a new tuple when converting a list into a tuple. So that is an easy way. There is a straightforward way to convert a list into a tuple. Okay, so we can do that with strings values. Okay, this is a top 3. Okay, it's a tuple, and we are going to convert the list, for example. So this is something curious about this. This is about string. This top 3 seems this is a string. So basically, this tuple, it splits these. It splits this particular string, or the word that is which is inside of this tuple function, this built-in function. So basically, you will see that this particular word string, will be split in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you will see 6 letters. Okay, so are separated by comma. Okay, so print this, and then you will see that. Okay, take a look at it. Okay, perfect. So yes, we will get we got string. Okay. So for example, elements can be accessed with the square brackets as with the most other sequence types, as in C, C++, Java, and many other languages. Sequences are zero indexed in Python. So as well as the lists, what with when you are working with lists, if you want to get the value, if you want to work with indexes, you will use this. For example, if you want to print the index 0 of this tuple 3, you will get this. Okay, S. So basically, you will have 1, 2, yeah, 1, 2, no, 0, I'm sorry, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because all the time when you are going to index something, like a list or tuple, you will start with 0 until the number, the I mean the the length of this list of the tuple. So for example, if you have 3 elements on your list or your tuple, you will start with 0. Okay, so that's fine. So you will have the first letter if you are going to with tuple. But this is something curious about tuple, and something curious about tuple and list, because um, they both use this type of indexion to get values from them. Okay, so but in a few seconds we are going to see something curious about tuples compared to the lists. Okay, so good. So while the objects stored in tuple may be immutable themselves, once the tuple is created, it's not possible to modify which object is stored in each slot. Okay, so for example, if you want to change something top 3, For example, I don't know if you want to get if you want to change the index to. Okay, so we will see this. We're going to change this. Okay, just give me one moment. Let's suppose that we have a list inside this tuple. Okay, like for example, if of all, or like a list, because that is possible as well with tuples. So true. Okay, perfect. So we delete this, and then, for example, before I do that, before I access to this, before I get the access to this value, we are going to print this to see. No, no, without the index. Okay, okay. You have this. If you like, if of all, this particular list, this is a small list, one, two, and then the value, the boolean value, true. So, for example, let's guess that you want to change you want to change the value, the boolean value true for a false. So you need to access to this. Okay, three, like okay, you have zero, the zero, one, two. Okay, so you have two. Okay, so for example, if you want to change false and then you want to print that, okay, so you will get something from picture automatically, because pictures is and well, has the information to warn you that you are making a mistake by doing this on with tuples and lists. Okay, for example, it says tuple don't support item alignment, so it means that you cannot modify the value inside tuple. So if you try to print this tuple, okay, with the new value side, you will get something. You got tuple object doesn't support item assignment, so it is not possible for that. But if, for example, we have this list one, for example, one, two, three, and four, or what, five, and then you will to access one value from these lists. Okay, and for example, two or three. Look, okay, three. So let's print this, and then you will have five. I mean, zero, one, two, three. So basically, the index three is five. So that is possible with lists, but compared to tuples, that is not possible. So there is something, curious that you need to know about tuples and lists. Okay, but let's keep working on tuples. Okay, so perfect. So if an object inside a tuple is mutable, such a list, you can modify it in place. Okay, so if, as I told you, if an object inside a tuple is mutable, such a list, you can modify it in place. So, for example, in this tuple three, you will see that there is a element, there is an item which is mutable. Okay, this is this list. Okay, the index one. Okay, in this particular tuple three is mutable. So basically, you can modify it. You can assign a value inside that small list. So let's do this. Okay, let's do this. So for example, to tab three. Okay, tab three one, and we use this built-in function called append um, to to append new values in this particular list. So let's do this three, and then we print again the tab three. Perfect. Print this, and then you will see three. So you will see three. But this is one condition. So if you have something that which is mutable inside this tuple, you will be able to append a new value on this small list. But if there is nothing mutable inside this particular tab three, you won't be able to modify this small list because there is nothing mutable. Okay, there is something that you have to keep in mind when you are working with tuples and lists. This is something important because for example, if you want to work with loops, you need to work with lists, because if you want to change something inside a tuple, that is not possible with loops. So it is really recommendable to work with lists instead of arrays, lists, okay, instead of tuples. So that is something, and there is not something good for tuples compared to lists. That is really good. So for example, you can concatenate tuples using the plus operator to produce longer tuples. Okay, you can sum that. For example, if you want to, uh, I don't know, if you want to, for example, tuple. Let's do. Okay, try this. I'm going to try this right now, just for you to see. Okay. Okay. So, well, you will see that these tuple two and tuple two and tuple three were joined. So you will have this particular value. So it is possible to sum these two tuples at the same time. So that is good. I mean, if you want to tab one, you can do that as well. So it works as well if you are working with lists. So okay, so that's good. Look at it. Foo. Okay, that is really good. It's really amazing the way you can work with tuples and lists. Okay, so that is the way you can work with tuples. So if you want to work with lists, okay, there is something different. Okay, lists. So for example, we have the list. Okay, it's perfect. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you can modify it. That is really amazing how you can work with lists, because you can modify it. You can modify it with list one, and I mean, for example, if you want to print list two, okay, the index two, so you can get three, and then if you want to modify it, for example, list one. Okay, for example, if you want to replace this value, I mean, if you want to replace one for zero, you can do that with lists. That is really possible. So list one, and then you print it, and yeah, you have 103 instead of um instead of two. So it was changed automatically. So that is perfect. So that is the reason why I suggested to work with lists instead of tuples. Okay, so this is the last example. So for example, if you want to work in this loop, list one, you want to print, for example, you will get that. Or for example, what if you want to change this? What if we want to change this? We, we can do that for this particular loop for in range of len. This is another built-in function from Python in which you can get the length of the tuple of the length of the list. So we have the length, which is 3, 1, 2, 3, okay, points, and then we can print this. Okay, so this is list one, and then we put e between these brackets, so you will get this. Okay, take a look at it. 102. This is something curious because we changed the index one. That's because you get 103 instead of 123. So basically, if you want to change this particular value, okay, you will see, for example, you can change it for 6, and then you will get another list that is really different. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, take a look at it. 666. So basically you can change it. You can do that with tuples. That is the main difference between tuples and lists. So yeah, it was all for today. So in the next slides, we will keep working on the next concepts of lists and tuple. Thank you so much for joining us and watching our videos. So subscribe to our channel, and then you will get more information about how to work on Python. Thank you so much.